feels so strange to be back. Boys are back in town.
The song was longer than I thought it was.
Yeah, it was way longer than I thought it was going to be. And we've got 2 listeners as well, which is just like the college days, I guess, with our 2 loyal fans. But it's good. How long are we going to be on for? Half hour, is it, for today? Till 8. And then every Thursday, probably 7 till 8. And then we're going to eventually start editing them, put them on Apple Music and Spotify. Yeah, Spotify. And whatever else we can put it on, to be honest. And then hopefully we can start make money and go on Graham Norton show to talk about it. But Kai, Ricard, and Chris are also there.
Last name wrong, it really frustrates me.
Input. And Chris is there.
Hello. You just doxed Kai as well by sharing his last name.
Didn't mean to. I don't think anyone's going to be stalking him anytime soon. So, what are we talking about today, Kat? We got loads of songs to go. To go through. Way more beer than we had when we did this at college. We were chatting. Well, seems like I'm in because no one else is piping in. And we're watching documentary on curse films at the moment. I is very anti it. Chris, to give his opinion, but I imagine it's going to be a whirlwind tour of things. So, you got an opinion on it?
Not really, no.
Alright, well, I'll start with the one we watched most recently, which is The Exorcist. I think everyone knows most.
Yeah, all the people that died during making it.
Yeah, so there's 2 deaths, and the sets burnt down all except for the bedroom, and they just it was just a production hell, basically. But what the documentary sort of touched on was more that there wasn't cursed and the production was more blessed, and that it helped. I don't know how I don't know what way they were going for it, because it sort of went a bit messy after a while, but there was, like, I don't know, it boosted, basically people that were religious used it to boost up sort of their own religions, whether it's Christianity, Catholic, Judaism, to say that God is real and you have to follow. And it sort of gained hype from there. Obviously, watching it now, it's obviously not scary and everyone just views it as a coincidence. But I don't know, it's a tough one.
It is a strange coincidence that multiple horror films are cursed like that.
Yeah, that one was sort of the most believable one there, The Omen as well. And there was one writer flew in from America to London. His plane was struck by lightning the day after the editor-in-chief. He was flying over and his plane got struck by lightning. And I think he missed the flight before as well, which crashed and killed a load of people. And then they go for the whole, maybe it was blessed because I didn't get on the plane. Maybe it wasn't. Kai reckons it's a load of bollocks, but I don't know.
Kai hasn't said anything yet, so
I think he's gone. He's already
had
enough. Curse has got to him. There was 2 other films as well. So they talk about the Poltergeist, which is the one where Poltergeist about the girl died. Shortly after the second one was released, and then goes during production of the third one, and then the studio forced him to make a body double, and someone from the crew died during that as well, which is wrong, but also
multiple people in the cast died, didn't they? Like almost the entire family from the first film.
Someone was electrocuted as well by driving cherry picker into like a live wire outside the house when they were trying to film outside shots, and it's just how it happened, I don't know, because I don't know how you missed a live wire. Hopefully he's listening to this podcast because it's the #1 podcast with dead people.
Hopefully. And there was the teenage girl who got choked to death.
Yeah, was that the Omen or the podcast?
That was that
boyfriend? Wasn't he had no history of violence. One night. Yeah, we're going to turn into a true crime podcast soon. But yeah, it was too many coincidences in that one, and then there was The Crow as well, which was Bruce Lee's son, and that was he was shot because the prop guy failed to notice that there was a bullet lodged in the thing. So when they fired the blank, it dislodged, which again is probably more down to human error as opposed to a curse, because I don't think anything else strange happened on the set of that film. Not that I know of, anyway. Oh, like there wasn't. There was a little bit of religious subtext in it, but it wasn't too heavy going.
I think a lot of people just say it was cursed because Bruce Lee's died the same way. During filming.
His family's cursed though.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's got I don't know, he was cursed as a child, and it was only to affect the male members of the family, so they used to dress all the male members up as girls to try and trick the demons into not attacking them.
Who curses a child?
Tough witches, I guess. I don't know. But basically, we used to be a radio show, and we used to be able to talk because we used to mute the things. For the moment, we're trying to message each other on Discord. We went for 2 years. We started off with Max and Ali that we'll talk about at a later date. Then it went to Chris and Max, and then Kai sort of weaseled his way in as a producer after that, and then used to swear and get us taken off air a lot of the time.
I did no weaseling.
Probably lost his our digital license radio station after that. We used to have playlists, lists, and mail that used to get us into a lot of trouble. We used to talk about movies. I used to make countless amounts of wrestling references that our 3 listeners didn't understand. Like, I'm going to break kayfabe.
You signed me up to weird dating sites as well.
Yeah, we did. We can do that to Kai now, which I'm excited for.
I'm alright.
What did we sign Chris up to? Wingmandating.com? No, that was Kai. We signed up to Wingman Dating. Chris, we signed up to Vampire Dating. Yeah. And Adult Nappies Dating as well. That was a personal highlight. And then was it top 5 lists we did? Yeah, top 5 lists. I'm trying to think of the ones that got us in the most trouble.
Happiest film.
Yeah, Happiest.
Yeah, Christ at number 1.
Yeah, that was because we didn't realise it was a breach of the digital radio agreement. We weren't allowed to talk about anything religious on air unless we'd previously declared it.
Yeah, but that's a film.
Yeah, but it's a religious film, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but that makes no sense. It's a film. We're allowed to talk about films.
Got us into trouble and they barged in. Now we're not as well, we weren't particularly regulated then because no one really cared about what we said, but now we've got even less regulation, so I'm sure the lists are going to get times better. But on top of that, we used to do playlists. We could class this as a magazine show because it was the only way we could get away with playing whatever we wanted. I think our first one was 70s or 80s. And then we did Happy Songs, which was actually played by MTA. What else? Oh, I'm Coming Out. It was Kai's playlist. Kai was in his element, put it that way.
Yeah, brilliant. Good one.
Also weren't allowed to swear on air, which Kai did loads of times.
I did it a few times, and it was a mistake every time.
Except for when you were arguing Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, because that's the name of a film. I can say that.
But when you're on a college radio station, you can't.
There's a documentary called Fuck. You can't talk about that on there.
Yeah, but what if there was a Chinese man called Fuck, spelled Phuk?
I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So the regulations make no sense.
To be honest, we had a few links where we got in trouble. We also had someone try and take us down because we used the Dallas theme tune. They said that we were breaching copyright doing that, but conveniently enough, a week later, we got an email from Emma Blackery telling them that they weren't allowed to play their music on air, which was another highlight.
Yeah, I just remember when we had about 7 people in the studio, and Nathan oh, probably shouldn't say last names, but he put a sign on the door saying no more than 3 people in the studio at a time, instead of just being a man and telling us that we had to cut back on the members.
And you kicked off big style.
Yeah, because it was like Nazi Germany. He thought because he was a radio producer, he thought he could do what he wanted. I wasn't having it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strong moment. We did fan mail as well, because we got in. Well, no, we didn't. We got away with all our fan mail actually, and some of it was awful.
Oh, yeah. The
Really
fan mail that we used to just make up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had some really horrendous ones, especially when Ali was on there. Day where we put loads of photos of dead ET outside the thing. I don't know why we didn't get shut down, but we were the only one that people listened to. There was another show we're not going to name. It was on sort of just before ours, and they used to just do BuzzFeed quizzes, and no one listened.
And someone complained because they said they were a basic white girl.
Exactly, and everyone in the class used to do their work and just listen to us because they were hoping we'd say something offensive or racist when we were on air.
Well, maybe not racist. Come on, you're painting us in a bad light there.
Not in a radio studio anymore, or will we ever be in a radio studio again? Mainly because I don't think we're trusted to be. It's a little bit more relaxed. It feels strange, to be fair, that anyone can just say what they want. Like, there's no limits now. No one's going to email us saying we can't talk about that. We'll talk about adultnappies.com or whatever.
2020,
No one...
we can do what we want now.
Yeah, I mean, if we were in college in 2020, we would have got away with it. At the moment, we're just chatting in separate places because the lockdown's still going. And then we're putting it directly onto Twitch, but hopefully, sort of as the weeks go, quality gets better when we've got used to being back on there, because it's been 4 years.
We'll all have better microphones, hopefully.
We'll all have better microphones. Some of us will actually buy a microphone.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having to use my phone microphone at the moment.
So once we're back, and then we can start editing them, and we can start putting them on wherever you get podcasts. I don't know where people listen to podcasts. Amazon, Spotify, Deezer,
YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, YouTube.
Podcast.com is an actual website, to be fair.
Oh, is it?
There we go. So we can put it on podcast.com. Then our 2 listeners can listen to this again over and over and over again if they want to, even though I think one of them might be Chris. But feeding into that, because we are recording in our homes and we're using Discord as well, which none of us have ever used before, and it's a pain in the arse to...
Just on the 2 listeners' point, I'd just like to say that Adolf Hitler started small, and I mean, we saw how that ended. So it's time to grow.
I'm pinning the lack of listeners on the fact that everyone's clapping at the moment. They haven't got time to be listening to Twitch podcasts, but you never know. We're also hoping we never get a copyright strike as well, because I can imagine that happening for the foreseeable future. As much as we can waffle when we're drunk, I don't think we can waffle for a solid hour.
No, I think Twitch mutes it in the recorded videos. So
there you go. So we're going to keep it going till 8:30 now, and then hopefully from next week we'll be going from 7 till 8. Leading into that, because we are still, obviously, like I said, recording in separate houses. We've all had completely different lockdown experiences. It's been no different from his normal life. Same eyes. Pretty much the same, except he doesn't have to go shopping and doesn't have to work in CX with all the other goths.
Okay then, unnecessary.
He can hide at home in the shadows, surrounded by his cobwebs.
Oh, good. I'm giving myself a haircut tomorrow, so joke's on you.
Next Thursday, record it. It can be a C to the T special.
A behind-the-scenes feature.
Exactly.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
This is better this way, to be fair, because you can drink beer while we do our show, which we couldn't do. I mean, we probably could have done at college because no one really paid any attention to us. But
yeah,
we can now. We were the in-betweeners of Highbury. So, going forward, we've all been shopping in lockdown. No, Kai. Well, Kai, you haven't left the house, have you, since it started?
I've been on a couple of walks.
I don't know, Chris, you've been to Tesco's a couple of times.
Yeah, I went today and yesterday.
You go to Tesco, I promise this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone's been shopping since lockdown. It's relaxed a little bit, but the first time we went, it was like shopping in Nazi Germany. Staff like yell at you, you line up, you like we were queuing for a good 45 minutes, and there was a woman that must have screamed the entire time. You go in, you follow this like terrible one-way system. People push, just chaotic. I mean, it's easier for some people because they can just online shop, but we can't get an online shop till July. So I cannot wait till July to eat or drink.
That's a bit mental. July.
July earliest, things like July 7th or something like that's the earliest one we can get an online shop. But it means people have purchased online shops up until July 6th.
Yeah, so there's probably just like no slots available. I don't know how my mum keeps getting them then.
You're all right though, aren't you? We're in different countries at the moment, so it's a little bit.
You're only in Wales. It's not
a different
not in
country.
Spain.
But never know. We don't know where this podcast is going to take us. We might be in America on cold ones. This is essentially what it is, to be honest. I think.
What was that fat fuck? What's his name?
Yeah, anything.
I'm not a fan of that guy.
What, Donald Trump?
The thing is, though,
Donald Trump. Yeah.
If it catches on, people are going to think we're a rip-off of cold ones. So if we start putting a video in, I think moving forward, we want to start doing commentary tracks as well. Might just be me.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely not talked about that off air, but
we're talking podcast if we start getting copyrighted and muted and stuff. And then going forward, see where it goes from there. Like if we can start setting up webcams when this is over, we can start doing more sort of competitions. We'll bring back our lists. Hopefully, if we get more than 2 followers, we can start asking for other people's opinions and then go from there. So it's all exciting.
We have a plan.
Yeah, we have got a plan. We got more of a plan than we've used today.
About as solid as Boris Johnson's plan for the country, but we have a plan.
Actually, can't get political. I don't think are we allowed to get political on Twitch?
You can do what you want on Twitch.
Yeah, it's a wasteland.
There's a regulation. I can't get my nutsack on camera, can I?
I think the only thing you can't do on Twitch is porn. You can do literally anything else.
Oh, there we go. So I can get political. Sure, we'll find a loophole to get ourselves in trouble at some point. And it's exciting, really, to be fair, to be back after 4 years. I imagine we'll probably have a different audience to what we had at college because most of them like us. But hopefully, I think we just wanted to go back to like a bit of introductions to who everyone is, what sort of music we like, films, just a bit of an insight. If Chris wants to start us off with that.
What am I saying?
Oh, Christ. So, right. What's your favourite film of all time, Chris?
The Exorcist.
Right. Cool. What's your favourite album?
Disintegration by The Cure.
Good album.
It is.
We saw them live, didn't we, Chris?
We did. And I did get hit by a coach.
Do you want to talk about that?
Chris, tell that story. That's why I fit.
So we were meant to be, well, we did see The Cure. We were on our way. My bus was running incredibly late, and I asked Kai to ask the coach driver if he could just like wait a couple minutes because I was almost there. The coach driver was very rude to him and basically just said he's got 10 seconds. If he doesn't get here, we're going. I thought Kai had gotten on, so I ran after the coach, and there was this moment where he'd moved a little bit and where I was running, we basically collided into each other and I hit the ground. He opened the doors, said, he opened the doors, said, your mate didn't get on, I've got to go. And he just got back on and drove off. And then
you got arrested.
The security guard came out and like called his manager and was like, do we have to call the old Bill or is he cool? And they sat us down, gave me some water, made sure I was okay, filled out a report, and that was about it.
Why did you think I'd got on the coach, though? Why would you think that I'd just leave you?
I don't really know what was going through my mind at that point.
I just saw you run off the bus like a madman, waving your arms in the air. And then next thing I know, you've been absolutely twatted and you're on the floor. Everyone
got
stopped to
phone call.
look.
I was in Florida in a hammock, and Kai phones me and goes, "Chris has just been hit by a coach."
I
Then
thought
I
he was
had
dead.
to ring him straight away because I thought he'd meant like he'd been hit and killed. He told me that story. I think I must have laughed about it a week. I know I told a load of people about it, and was like, "Oh, my friend got clattered by a coach."
It was a good day in the end.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, so Chris's rather vague introduction, apart from the coach story. Kai, what about you?
So my favourite film's The Godfather because it's the best film ever. There's no debate about that, I don't think, in any circle in the world. My favourite album is London Calling, probably, by The Clash. It's a great album.
It is a great album.
Yeah, it is a good album, to be fair.
Long album. Good for a road trip, I reckon.
I don't know. I don't think we've ever listened to it on a road trip. How many road trips have we been on? We've done a few to London. I think the furthest one was Wales.
Yeah, true. You travelled to Wales.
I don't think we've ever gone further than that. And we listened to just the compilation of chaos that Chris made. I think it included, what was that, 15 remixes of Yellow?
No, it's Fix You.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I'll
Sorry.
fix you. Sorry. The technicals there on the Coldplay song.
Yeah.
So we all had different roles when we were on air. So originally, obviously, it was me, Max, and Ali, and we were like shared anchors, but I had to do all the main anchoring because they tried to put me in a show with someone else from the year above. And when we did our testing, it was absolutely horrendous. It's to be expected because he had about as much personality as a wet flannel.
Who was that? Who was that? Give me initials.
His favourite film's Attack of the Clones.
Oh, God.
So
That knobhead.
no, we can't dox anyone else. We've already doxed you today.
Yeah. I used to work with him as well.
Yeah, so moving forward, then we did that, and then obviously Ali passed away, so swapped in Chris, and Chris did all the music for us because he worked out how to put music on the system, which we weren't technically allowed to do, I don't think. I think
Not
we ruined it a couple of
first,
times.
but when I became head of music at Jam, they let me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were head of music, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
With Laura.
Then Kai joined, and then eventually sort of just eased his way into like a more speaking role. But you were still producer. You didn't. Chris did most of the producing, but you had the title.
Yeah.
We were like our very own little carpool Pilkington we had.
Stealing the glory from Chris, who did all the hard work.
Exactly. Well, Chris made all our lists. The first year, Ali typed up all our horrendously offensive content, which makes me think before we go into the next song, we did get in trouble because I remember when he tried to explain to us that Elton John murdered Princess Diana to boost sales of Candle in the Wind.
That was like the second episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, he blurted it out during the first one as a mystery for Diana, and he was gonna, well, in his mind, he was gonna carry it on as like a theory that was just going on throughout the whole thing. And then the second episode tried to explain to us that was how basically that Diana was killed, and it boosted the sales of the thing. But we weren't called Cold to Touch then. I can't remember what we were called.
Tillicum Tuesdays.
Was there? Yeah, we were Tillicum Tuesdays. So that's how we started, and then we went into Cold to Touch. But we'll sort of tell that story at a later date. So it's interesting. It goes on a little bit more. But next up, Stub Muffin '96 by Alex Cameron.
What a tune.
Stub Muffin '96. Chris gave me a countdown like I didn't know when that song was going to end because I must have listened to it about 100 times. I was ready. I'm glad I muted my mic, to be honest. So we are going to close up today. Next week we'll be back from 7 o'clock and we'll go through 8, half 8, depends how we feel. We'll lead you right up into Pete Gaff's live stream on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch.
Forget his pre-show that he does. This is the real pre-show.
Exactly. This is going to be the new Zanzi Thursdays pre-show. So we're going to lead into that. Hopefully we'll have more fan mail because we've done our first show, so fans will be emailing in. I'm sure there's plenty of returning listeners.
Mate.
All of them. So we'll have more lists, more stories. We'll tell you about how Seed to the T got their name. When we used to be Tillicum Tuesday, because that's an experience in itself. We'll be less regulated.
We have such a varied history, like a storied past. We really are like,
Yeah, we have had a wild ride, to be fair. And I know it sounds arrogant saying it, but we were definitely the most listened to show in college,
oh yeah, yeah.
without a doubt.
And I can verify this because a goth that I used to go to school with also went to Highbury College, and we played Misfits one time, and obviously we got like played out into the like cafeteria, and he tweeted, "Can't believe college radio is playing Misfits in the cafeteria."
Exactly.
So we had fans that we didn't even know.
We had plenty of fans. I mean, you even played out to Whiteley Shopping Centre. We had fans there. I had to mute you numerous times, but you still
yeah.
got played out
I
to
remember
Whiteley
that because you messaged me a string of abuse, being like, "Stop
because you
talking
did a
for
Mike
20 minutes at
Tyson
a time."
impression on air.
It's funny.
Boxing champions, like, and we were a college radio station advertising in Whiteley. Like, all our shows were meant to be college focused, like the struggle of exams and relatable stuff, but they just never were. It was always just an absolute shit show of whatever we felt like talking about that
You're
week.
saying that Mike Tyson isn't relatable?
Exactly.
I don't know, maybe if you rape someone, but
Well,
no other reason.
I guess
is
he
there?
could get convicted for it, but
Exactly. So we'll come back with that. I'm trying to think what other things we used to do on our show. We never really did any like quizzes or anything. Hopefully we'll have a theme playlist that we can stick to sort of throughout the
yeah, I think
coming
that's the
weeks.
goal. Is we'll make a theme for the songs, the music, and then we'll base our topics around that theme. I think is the best way to go about it. That's kind of what we used to do back in the day.
We'll stick to Thursdays, and maybe if we get enough of a following, then we can start doing Tuesdays as well. But for the moment, it'll be Thursdays. We'll stick to the 7 o'clock format. Like we said, we'll run till 8, half 8, depending from there. And hopefully, sort of over the week, we'll start putting together Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we'll start sharing all that jazz to you all. But for now, it's goodbye.